They say there are no stupid question. But what's the most stupid question you have ever been asked? Is the ice cream served cold? Usually as a waiter, I can game face almost anything. But there's no way my face didn't read. The fuck you just say? I was out with friends once at a restaurant and we asked the waiter how the rack of ribs was. He replied they are excellent in a firm, confident tone. So I ordered them, while my friend Mike decided on something else. We get the food. The ribs are great. I shared a rib with Mike. He loved it. But when the waiter comes back to ask how everything was, Mike, being a Mike, says this shit. Well, I would ordered the ribs if I'd known they were gonna be that good, and the waiter looks at him bug-eyed and yelled. Literally yelled, I said they were excellent. What would convinced you? Excellent plus? Was that the answer you needed? We left that guy a damn good tip and have never let Mike forget it. Excellent plus. Lol. Do you speak Canadian? I thought it was a bad joke. It wasn't. I'm Australian born and moved to the US when I was 23. My first job was one where I spoke to a lot of people on the phone. My favorite call was one where someone asked me where I was from, and I said Australia. She said, "Oh, you would never know. You speak English so well." After meeting many Australians, I, too, am surprised when they speak English well. Close bracket. Girl, hey, what's the capital of the world again? I said Detroit. Well, that would explain the current state of the world. Source, I'm from Detroit. This dude got the I stolen from his sentence. Can't have shit in Detroit. This dude got the punctuation stolen from his sentence. Can't have shit in. This dude got the Detroit stolen from his sentence. Can't shit in Detroit. I worked at Blockbuster Video in 2004 for 6 months. I had 3 unrelated incidents, but the words and tone of all 3 were uncannily identical. They answered the question immediately before asking it, and they still didn't know the answer. Yeah, I know my movie was late. Why do I have to pay a late fee? I worked there during the no late fees era. If you kept a movie longer than 30 days, it would charge to your account as a sale. If you brought it back after that, you'd be refunded the sale price minus a $1.25, I think, restocking fee. I had to deal with so many people complaining about the restocking fee, as if they thought arguing with a minimum wage register monkey would change the company's bait and switch policy. Yes, it's a fee for being late. Yes, it's disingenuous to charge the restocking fee while advertising no late fees. But you paid $5 and kept a new release for the entire 2 months it was popular. Karen. The store lost money because we couldn't rent that copy to anyone else while you had it. So shut up and pay your dollar, or go complain to corporate. Just leave my $8 an hour ass out of it. As a fellow Blockbuster employee, I could not agree more with this statement. My years there vastly changed my view of average human intelligence. Anyone who has worked in a retail or service position shares that similar view that very definitively takes the shine off some of the wonders of human achievement after seeing some of the depths that humanity plumbs. Actually, it makes it more of a miracle that humanity achieved anything, considering the idiocy of the majority. I live in a very popular tourist town. Is there anything to do around here? We've already seen the Walmart. Apostrophe. Yes, leave, please. I was here hoping you were a Roman emperor. My sister once asked me if the humans killed all the Homo sapiens because they were stupid. Also, when she found out that you need more stamps to mail a big package, she asked how many stamps it would take to mail a car. My dad told her 50 as a joke and she just nodded her head and said, "Oh, that makes sense." She was in college when she asked both of these questions. Bruh, I was imagining like a cute little girl asking these questions till I read the last sentence. Continuing to be a cute little girl well into adulthood can get some people surprisingly far in life. Less far these days, now that double income is required. It all depends on how cute. Did you choose to be half Asian? Yes. This was an actual question that was asked of me. Late response to the comments. I'm half Japanese and I look vaguely white/Asian. So no, I did not choose. I was born looking like a mix between a white person and an Asian person. Can you, like, At least choose which half of you is Asian. My left half is Asian. But I had no say in the matter. Unfortunately, my lower half is Asian. Better than my dad's friends. He tried saying he was 1/8 Polish, but it came out I'm only an 1/8 inch Polish. Apostrophe. Hey, you work at this business. Right? No, I don't. Are you sure? I used to work at Ben & Jerry's. Someone came in at least once a month with a Baskin-Robbins coupon. Usually politely told them they were in the wrong place. Then point to the B&J sign on the opposite wall if they looked confused. One woman tried to argue it with me. This is Baskin-Robbins. Give me my free cone. Me, I'm afraid not. Sorry, this is B&J, and we don't take competitors' coupons. I think I know where I am. This is definitely British Rail. Me, then why am I wearing a B&J apron? I got off work from a venue/media company I worked for and went to the grocery store. This woman asked me, excuse me, where are the jarred pickles? Oh sorry, I don't work here. Well, your shirt says staff, doesn't it? Small embroidered logo XXXXX production staff on my polo. Not like huge across the back. I explained and she said, well, you shouldn't wear that in here. It confuses people. Yay. Clearly it does. I walked into a party city wearing all black and a lady assumed I worked there. Mayo. She took it pretty well when I said I didn't, but still. // What country are you from? / Spain. Yes. But what country? Edit. I think that person asked because of my Chinese features. But at that moment I didn't realize, because I'm practically Occidental and I'm not very used to people asking about the country I was born. This reminds me of the kid who said he was excited to learn Mexican on the first day of our Spanish I class. I said the same shit on my first day of high school Spanish. I said it as a joke, but unsurprisingly no one laughed. I did the same thing. Teacher responded, good, because that's what we are learning. Class was filled with confused murmurs before the teacher explained that Spanish in Spain was different than Spanish in Mexico, and since she really doubted any of us were going to Europe anytime soon, she'd focus on the more useful one. I was born significantly deaf. Was once asked, do deaf babies know sign language when they are born? Do hearing babies know how to speak when they are born? Yes. Touches earpiece. No wait. I'm hearing it's actually a no. Latest information is that children learn to speak. Once a classmate, this was on year 10th or year 11th, asked me how I had managed to put ice into a plastic bottle. A friend of mine proceeded to tell her that there were YouTube tutorials on cut open and glue the bottle back together and that it was super easy. That friend is WOKE. Did you have to take a canoe to school? A question I was asked once when I told them I moved from Hawaii. I remember the family driving cross country with Hawaii plates on. People would ask how long the drive from Hawaii was. I remember being so wowed when I saw a Hawaii license plate back when I was about 10 or so. I live in Louisiana for reference. I think that was the first and last time I ever saw one. I'm sure we made quite a few kids playing the license plate game really happy. I called to order a pizza, half plain and half pepperoni. Pizza girl, sounding unsure, I guess we could do that. Which half do you want the pepperonis on? The bottom half. You animal. They go on the top half. Edit. Who gave me silver for this? You nutter. But thank you. No. Left. Like. Duh. Gap. The left side is for beef. Dude. Can't you drive to Hawaii? Well, they do have an interstate highway. Yeah, I had to look that one up as it should be an intrastate highway, but as Hawaii receives federal funding for its highways it becomes an interstate system. So do Alaska and Puerto Rico. https n wikipedia org/wiki/hinterasthway_systemaska Hawaii and _Puerto_Rico. And Puerto Rico isn't even a state. Also, Michigan has a major interstate freeway. https n wikipedia org/wiki/interstate_96 that doesn't leave the state. Also, I-45 runs between Dallas and Houston and is contained entirely in the state of Texas. If you get a not guilty verdict, Does that mean you can commit the crime again and not be charged? She was confused by double jeopardy. But my favorite part was the again. That's basically admitting it. I think even if you still admit it, after being determined not guilty, it doesn't matter. I don't know though. I could be living in 1955. You're right. Unless the act in question constitutes both a state and federal crime. The dual sovereignty principle is the only exception to double jeopardy. In the days before cell phones, friend called me and asked where I was. Grew up in that time as well. Frustrating to be waiting for someone. You call their house to find out how long ago they left and they answer, you haven't even left yet. That reminds me of my brother-in-law. He'll say he'll there by 10 AM, but doesn't show up until 5 PM. He did that one year on Thanksgiving. Pissed me off. We waited for you on Thanksgiving. You ungrateful bastard. Never again. Now I just make a plate for him and he can eat when he get there. A friend of my parents asked me if I know him. He visited my parents while I was away to college, and I told him I was gone when he visited, but I saw pictures of you at your parents' house. You don't know me. Tell him you couldn't see him, since you have a tendency to close your eyes when being taken pictures. Yes. I like this answer. If my child has a biting problem in your classroom, can't you just, like, bite my child back? Asked by a completely serious parent. Sure, I can bite your child, but I kinda like keeping my job and not being arrested for child abuse more. Are you Asian or Chinese? So this happened at school. My parents are from China. I was born in the US. When people ask me where I'm from, I usually tell them I am Chinese and leave it at that. So after a few weeks or so, a person that's already asked me before where I'm from asks me this. So are you Chinese or Japanese? Neither. I'm from Laos. I'm Laotian. So Chinese or Japanese?